Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Satsang. It's lovely to be here with you. Thank you for also being here. More important than the words, ultimately, is the presence beneath them, the eternal presence, your true identity. Let us be mindful of this as we hear the words. They are just pointing back to that which you actually are. And it is not that we are to be mindful of that which we are with the mind. Which may be a good first step. It is not that we should be mindful of the presence that we are with our mind, although that may be a good first step. It is that we are. We are that. We are that, so we know that that which we are knows itself. That is what I'm trying to say. That presence that we are knows itself through its being, through its isness, through its existence. Now, this whole subject of liberation or self-realization has been made so much simpler by our beloved Bhagavan, Sri Ramana Maharshi, who takes teachings that have been at times made very complex and complex sounding. Human beings have a tendency to overcomplicate things. It's not always a bad thing, but Bhagavan Ramana, he also has a way of keeping it so simple. Know yourself. Come back to yourself. Not the objects, not the objects, not the various things you see or perceive or feel, but yourself, the subject. Now, this is not a unique teaching. This is the oldest teaching. probably, that we know of. The Advaita Vedanta teachings, the oldest teachings on liberation, self-realization that we know of, that still continue today. And these teachings have never changed. There's the same teaching that is taught now that was taught thousands of years ago. It's the same essential teaching. And every now and again, the teaching is revitalized, renewed, stripped clean of all the distortions and ornamentation and bells and whistles that we don't actually need. And this is what our Guru, our beloved Bhagavan Ramana, has done. Made the teaching so simple. In our hearts, let us give thanks to him, if you want to, you know. Forgive me if I'm speaking and Bhagavan is not somebody you necessarily consider to be your teacher. That's fine too. You're very welcome here. You don't have to feel the same about him as I do. But if you'd like to, please let us inwardly give thanks to him. And while we are inwardly giving thanks, would anyone like to read the invocatory verses to us?
O Sri Ramana, bestow your grace upon me so that I may, in experience, flawlessly attain the unequaled and unsurpassed essence of the practice of self-knowledge, the excellent path, who am I, which you have discovered to be the central and foremost among all the various paths. O Sri Ramana, the heart, who through your grace protects me at every moment by guiding me along the correct path, rise from within and teach me the true import of your divine and unequaled teachings, so that I may know them in their undefiled, pristine purity. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you for that reading. You see, it can seem like there are many, many things here, many different things. It can seem like there are many different things, different people. It might seem Tom is over there and I'm over here, and then there are all these other people as well. Lots of different people and things. This illusion of there being many. Well, I've said it, it's an illusion. It isn't true. But this isn't a belief. It's not meant to be a belief system that you believe in. This is something that is true, but has to be discovered. Discovered in one's own experience. That actually there is only one. There is only one, and you are that. You are that one. When we think of the many as being real, then that which you truly are can be thought of as the source of the many. The source, the origination, the original. But when you know the truth of yourself, then there is no many. There is only that which you are. Now, the many cannot know the one. Only the one can know the one. The many includes all objective phenomena, all things perceived, the body, the mind, the world, the sense organs, the thoughts, the concepts. This is the many. These things cannot know the one. The one is what you are. It knows itself. There is only itself to know itself, which makes logical sense. If there's only one, then that is the only thing that can know itself, because it is the only thing. We are not trying to be logical, but there is a logic there. The illusion cannot know the reality. Only the reality can know the reality. So, how to know the reality that you apparently already are? The true method is exquisitely subtle. It is exquisitely subtle. Words are too coarse, too blunt an instrument to fully explain this teaching. And we do explain the teaching in words. But just know that as we explain the teaching in words, there is a different kind of instruction. different kind of teaching, which is given non-verbally in silence. This is Bhagavan's grace. This is Ramana's grace. The ultimate teaching is given to us from within us. It comes from within us. When we become quiet, when our mind becomes introverted, when our mind is extroverted, meaning when it is going out towards objects, when it is looking at this, chasing after that, desirous of this, fearing that, when it's interacting with objects, the phenomena that rise and fall within our consciousness, within our awareness, when it is distracted by these things, we seemingly, not actually, we seemingly lose contact, disconnect seemingly with what we actually are. We feel and think and sense that we are an individual person. We have a sense that we are an individual, such as someone called Tom, or so on and so on. But this is only because we have lost contact with our essence or our reality, our truth, our self. And if we gently, happily let go of objective phenomena, you see, when you do this, your mind becomes quieter. And as it becomes quieter, it becomes more able to perceive things that it wasn't able to perceive previously. It becomes more subtle. It becomes finer as you become quieter. The blunt instrument, the coarse instrument of the extroverted mind, the coarse nature of the extroverted mind becomes refined, it becomes sensitive. It becomes more and better able to discern truth from fiction. And it starts to feel peace, the tranquility, the heavenly peace. That is really what we are and what we desire. Because what we desire is only that which we truly are. That which we truly are. That is what we really desire. And as the mind quietens, we can start to go back towards ourself. The I am, the sense of me or sense of I, the pure consciousness, pure beingness that we are. And as we do so, we get a glimpse of the eternal. Not an eternal that is apart from us, but an eternal that is us. And as we go deeper and deeper, we lose the awareness of the coarser, the grosser aspects of our experience. We lose consciousness of the so-called outside world and the sense of having a body and a mind and an identity and a history and a person, personality, character. And we discover the spirit, something magical and ineffable within us. That is ourself. It's not separate. It's not something we're looking at that is not ourself. We just come into contact with our true self as we actually are. It is like a person who is wearing 100 set of clothes, hundreds of clothes, and as they're going inwards, the outer layers are falling away and they're coming to see themselves as they actually are. Or it is like somebody covered in dirt and mud. And as they come closer to themselves, the dirt and the mud and the impurities get washed away by this consciousness, this awareness, this introverted light. And the true nature naturally is revealed. And eventually the ignorance is removed. The original sin, the ignorance is removed, which is the notion that I am a person, the notion that I am a separate person. This is removed naturally because we see we are not a person. We see our nature as spirit, as Brahman, as the great source of everything, the primordial one. You see it not as a belief, not as a concept, not as knowledge in the mind, but something beyond words. It is just our true nature as it is, shining forth. This is known as self-knowledge or liberation or heaven or nirvana, etc., etc. But no words contain it. No words do it justice. But we can use words, of course, as long as we don't cling to them too much. And as we continue this practice of coming back to ourselves more and more, as our mind becomes more refined, more subtle, we start to see just how exquisite Bhagawan's teachings are. The more we go inwards, the more subtle our minds become, the more sensitive we are, the more we see the depth to his teachings. Things we thought we understood, we now realize, oh my gosh, I didn't really understand them. It's so much deeper and simpler than I realized. And we'll often have these realizations. Many of you I know have. The mind thinks it understands the teachings, but of course, the mind can never really understand the teachings. The conceptual understanding is not the same as a deeper, heartfelt realization or experiential realization. Once we were enamored with all these different things outside of us, but soon, over time, with Bhagavan's grace, we become enamored with ourself, our true self. To become enamored with the body-mind, that is conceit, that is egotism. but to become enamored with the spirit within us. This is holy. This is holiness, a holy movement, sacred movement. This leads to egolessness, egolessness, the lack of conceit. Because to go towards ourself means to gently let go of our false identity as the body mind. Whereas to become obsessed with the body and the mind is conceit, self-centeredness. We're not being judgmental when we say these things, being descriptive. It is natural to be very obsessive about the body mind as long as we don't know ourselves. And the more we come to know ourselves as we actually are, as we truly are, the more we'll be able to naturally let go of that which we are not. So there's no judgment if we are obsessed with the body mind. We're not here to judge. We're here to describe and explain and show the way out of ignorance towards liberation. Of course, along the way, there are many stresses and strains, apparently, in our everyday life. So many different obstacles and hurdles that may come our way or may not. And if we seek Bhagavan's guidance, he'll guide us. If we surrender and ask for his love and his guidance, he'll guide us. He'll protect us. And I know many of you have experienced that already. And if you haven't experienced that, I hope you will very shortly. Because this is when we really start to have faith. When we start to see how he protects us, how he keeps us safe. How can we let go of the body-mind world if we think we are the body-mind and we think all these troubles are affecting us? And then we have to deal with it all. Bhagavan will come and help us if we allow him to. Each one of us will find out this in our own way. We each come to this in our own way. Again, let us give thanks to Ramana. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Arunachala Ramanaya. Om. Thank you, Ramana, for these teachings. You who are so beautiful, you who are just our own self, you who are just I, you are just me, and you have apparently risen to show me the way back to me, back to you. I bow to you, power within me, that is me. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Arunachala Ramanaya. Om. Om, you are all peaceful, all peaceful, all peaceful. Om, you are that truth known as Om. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Tat Sat. Om.